Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Morning Gardener. And the reason why I'm contacting this evening is I just want to get a lot of people straight on what to expect and what to do this year to have a successful garden. We are in trouble for the most part. The way things are going in our homes and where we live, and we need to be able to have some some kind of control over our food that we eat or where we get our food from. A lot of food is being used as an experiment. They experiment on food. They're adding things to it that aren't necessarily healthy for you. So I want to give you a chance to you can get out there and do your own gardening and create food that's healthy and designed for your body. Now, for years, I've been gardening. I've been gardening over 25 years. And the reason why I am somewhat knowledgeable about it is because I try to learn new things and I made a lot of mistakes. And that's how I learned from the mistakes. And mistakes are actually good things because they teach you and you learn how to just be a better gardener. Number one, always know that you can improve being a gardener every time you go out there and you deal with your garden. You can get better. The number one thing I learned was don't try to use everything that you find in those dollars, those stores, what they call um, the big box stores that sell you fertilizers, that sell you plants. Trust me, a lot of that stuff is not designed for you to have a successful garden. What they're designed for is for you to fail and spend money. Because if you fail, they make money. And now think about this for a second. I sell you fertilizers when the fertilizer you should be using is what's already on your property. You don't need to buy fertilizer. As long as you got grass growing, weeds growing, and you have another thing growing in your yard, which is all kinds of leaves in the fall, and the garden will replenish itself every single year. That's what you want to keep in mind. You don't need to add stuff from a box store, which a lot of times there's nothing wrong with the fact that it's a farm waste is what it basically is. They sell it, we buy it because we don't know any better. And I'm telling you, when I people are taught to have a nice, clean, neat garden, everything in little rows, everything growing beautifully, and it doesn't work that way if you're doing all the wrong things. Have your ground tested by grabbing a handful of it, feel it, smell it, and I'm gonna tell you what you're gonna find out. You either have dirt that you're trying to grow in, or you're gonna have soil. It is a big difference. Dirt is a soil that's been abused. And a lot of us, what we do at the end of the year, we go out, we clean up our garden, we take all the vines up, we take all of the leaves that the trees drop, get rid of those. We cut the grass, rake them up, get rid of those. And what you're doing is you're destroying slowly your garden's life, is what you're doing. Gardens survive naturally the way they were intended to. Like, for instance, if you look at my yard now, all of the weeds that were here in the spring and summer are still out there, but they're all knocked down because of the cold and they're all laying down and they will become fertilizer. When I go out there with my lawnmower and start grinding this stuff up, mulching it is another word for it. Start mulching that stuff up. That will be fertilizer. The leaves that fall from the trees, fertilizer. Because in those leaves is packed full of nutrients that naturally come from your soil. And that's where it comes from. When you prune trees, your fruit trees, or your ornamental trees, all of those branches are nothing but fertilizer. You can cut them into manageable parts, and you can put them around other trees or other bushes, and you can fertilize these plants with the uh, with the energy that's already there on your property. You don't need to go out and buy stuff. I'll give you another example. We were taught, and I was taught as well, when you go out into the yard, go out and make you a compost pile. Well, I've changed that over the years. I simply compost right there where the plants grow. I do not go out and make neat little rows, cut away all the grass, and cut away, grind the leaves up and haul those off and throw them away. I don't do any of that anymore because I now know better that when you see the bags of mulch and things that you buy from the box stores, you're buying leaves that are grounded up, and they make a compost out of them, and they sell it right back to you for a healthy fee, and you buy it. And you think, oh man, this is going to be great. I'm gonna grow potatoes, and I'm gonna grow tomatoes, and I'm gonna grow okra and everything. And all you're doing is wasting a lot of your money, and you're killing your soil because you're tilling through your soil, you're grounding up the homes that the biology lives in, and then you turn around and wonder why the bugs are eating up your crops. You're wondering why that you get a small garden where you're not getting enough tomatoes or enough onions growing, or you're not getting enough potatoes growing. And the reason why you're not getting it is because you're taking the soil and not knowing, and you're abusing it. And then you come and you bring that bag of expensive yard waste or uh, farm waste to your property and try to grow stuff with. And these people that work these stores, they know how to sell that stuff. They know how to get on here, smile at you, and tell you in your face that you use this, it'll grow this stuff, like it'll grow like overnight. It'll grow like crazy. It'll be beautiful. You'll have a beautiful, wonderful garden. Let me tell you something. If you do what I'm telling you, and you allow the weeds to grow, and you allow the grass to grow, and you cut that stuff back, and you do what they call chop and drop, you can look that up. They're simply just grounding up uh, these uh, this vegetation that grows on your property and leaving it there to feed your plants that you desire to grow. I'm just looking at something that just popped up. A lot of stuff in your computer screen pop up. Chrome to get answer key. Uh-huh. Okay. I don't know what that is. This is some stuff that popped up. But try to grow your food. When you look at the forest and you see all different type of plants growing together, I want you to think about this for a second. Just think about it. They grow together. No one feeds them. No one comes out there and water them, and they grow great. And the plants are uh, nutritional powerhouses, and you don't need to do anything to them. Man comes along. He goes into the yard, and he tears up all of the topsoil, and he hauls that away. The house that you have, your topsoil is pretty much gone because it was removed when they built the property. And they go down to a sub level, and then they take that soil, the topsoil that is, haul it away and sell it. And when you have no topsoil and all you're trying to grow in is clay, because uh, you got plants that are growing on top of the soil, like weeds, and they put you down mats of grass. They put that stuff down, and you wonder why stuff won't grow there. And you wonder why you got to go out and feed your grass to get it to grow pretty. Uh, if you're going to grow a garden, you're out there digging and tilling and all that, and you're tearing the soil up. You're tearing it up. And I know if you read the books that they had back in the old days, they'll tell you till your soil, compost. They tell you put down fertilizer, and they're telling you all this stuff that is absolutely against what is supposed to be happening on your property. You are not supposed to be doing that to your soil. If you look around, as I said earlier, everything in the forest grows naturally. It doesn't need you to do anything. And if you grow, and now when I grow things on my property, all I do is go out there and I look at all of the beautiful weeds and the beautiful grass, and I look at the leaves, and I ground that stuff up, and I leave it right there where it is. My materials that I grew that year, whether it be okra plants, corn plants, whether it be bean plants, and whatever, and I leave all that stuff right there. I leave it there because when you leave the roots in the ground and you leave all this vegetation on top of the soil, it goes back into the soil to enrich the soil for the next year. In other words, you're closing the loop. You're not allowing nutrients to necessarily leave your soil. You're putting it back. And when those weeds grow, and if you studied your weeds, they tell you a lot of times what your soil needs, what is lacking, if you pay attention to it. But on that note, I want you to remember what I'm saying because I'm going to grow a garden this year, Lord willing, and I'm going to put it in the ground. I'm going to shove the seeds in. I'm going to do, if any little as possible, any digging at all, because I'm going to do planting where I plant different plants together so they can look out for each other. They keep bugs away. They will grow and keep the sun off the soil so the soil don't get extremely hot. And they will do their job. In a way, a polyculture is the way that a lot of successful farmers grow. And they put these plants that work well together, and they actually help each other to grow. They produce nitrogen into the soil. They confuse bugs that want to eat them. They confuse them by putting out these different chemicals in the air, and hornworms don't always know, for instance, where your tomatoes are because you're growing them with something else that they don't necessarily eat, and you could grow certain crops, as I said earlier, that will help feed their neighbors. So keep that in mind. This has been, folks, the Morning Gardener, and I wish you a successful and happy garden this year. And remember, if you have any questions or answers or anything like that, just leave them in the comment section. Subscribe to my channel, and keep in mind, we're all in this together. Thank you. Thank you very much.